Well, looks like we're back to the soap opera that is Seraph of the End, or as I like to call it, Fangs of Our Lives. After that brief break of Cheer Boys, oh gosh, this was an interesting episode. Definitely, it wasn't really like a huge plot-filled episode. It was another one of those filler episodes in the aspect it was just setting up and filling up for the plot. That's all. Not a lot happened, really, but let's talk about what did, okay? So the episode starts with you and Shiho basically being, instructed on what they need to do to, let the demon out, basically. And they're like, hey, okay, yes, this is what you gotta do to, somewhat, but if you want to, really unleash the demon, you gotta, cut yourself and feed your blade your blood. Which, honestly, dear God, it sounds a bit gnarly, doesn't it? So she and you want to get to it right away, both at the same time. But the girls are like, no, you can't do that because something can go wrong when you fully try to let the demon, take over. So only one of you can do it at a time. We don't want chaos, man. As they're about to do it, though, some horsemen of John arrive. And frickin' you two! God, he just handles all of 5 of them, I think there was, at once with his frickin' bow and arrow. And you can see his demon shadowy thing, and it's revealed that dude has the ability already to just unleash his demon. And apparently he's super good at it, and he didn't even need teaching. They asked him, what the heck? How do you have this ability? How can you already do this? And he's just like, I don't know. I just talk to him every night before bed and in my dreams. And before you knew it, bam, I was just able to do it, I guess. What kind of demon genius is this? Dear Lord, he basically just said he's best friends with his inner demon, and they just work together, I guess. If there is a human experimented child in this group, I'm telling you, it's him. He is the one. He is the Seraph of the End. I swear to God. Yu is on fire from this, man. He's ready. But something weird goes on, and his eyes turn all bloody as he becomes affected, and then he passes out, just straight up drops dead asleep into a coma. As he is asleep, they're all crowded around the fire, and they're waiting, and Shiho is like, hey, Shinoa, I know you're keeping things from me, and I know that you told us to lie and cover from and say we didn't see anything, and we did that, and I will do what I need to do to help save my sister. But just so you know, if you are plotting something and you are using you, well, I will listen. I will inwardly throw up every time I see your face. And it's just wow, dude. Wow. Shiho is intense, but honestly, I don't blame him, dude. Shinoa is sketchy as fuck. You too is also not liking this whole keeping things from him and keeping you in the dark. And he's like, we need to be honest with each other and speak exactly what's going on. This isn't right. Aren't we comrades? Let's not keep secrets. As they're talking, Yu suddenly starts freaking out, signifying that the demon possession is really just starting to take hold, and they move and they start to hold him down to try to prevent him, from hurting himself or other people. Inside his mind, he's a little boy again, and you see his mom crying, and his dad has a knife, and he's calls him the Seraph of the End, so we know he's one of them. I think there's more than one Seraph of the End, and I think all 3 of those are the Seraph of the End. But he specifically gets called it, and he's like, I'm going to send you to your maker, basically. And he goes and runs, and he actually does get stabbed. I don't know if that really happened in real life, the stabbing part, but definitely the other stuff. And, yeah. But Yu knows what's up, and he's like, hey, I'm not going to fall for these tricks anymore. Stop it. And then we see him face to face with Kid Mika, and you know, it's just sweet. Mika and you actually reach for each other and they hold their hands like this, and I squealed a little bit. I was like, this here is, I needed this. They're such bros. He comes to, and Ashumaru is biting him, you know, trying to assert his dominance. But he breaks free, which, oh my god, it's a little bit of a, yeah. Are we sure the demons aren't vampires? At least this one? Are we sure this one isn't a vampire? I mean, he looks like a vampire. He has ears like a vampire. He has fangs like a vampire. He is definitely biting into his neck like a vampire. I'm just saying. After all that, oh my god, this is just so funny to me, but Yu ends up overcoming the demon through the power of friendship. This pure sweet cinnamon roll became friends with his inner demon, and the inner demon was like, dog, I'm for this. That's how he did it. And I'm just like, wow, the only person more just obnoxious with the power of friendship than him is probably Asbel from Tales of Graces. Cut to the vampires, and Farad has Mika show a image and video of what happened to you to this group of vampires. Some of them that we can't even see because they're like on a screen and everything. It's like some kind of elite, mysterious vampire council. Cruel is not happy about any of this and actually ends up getting into an argument with another vampire that ends up appearing on the screen, who is adorable. I mean, look at this vampire leader. He looks 6 years old. I don't know how old he is in real life. But I'm supposed to believe that this guy here has more power than the other people in the room. Like, he's clearly a higher ranked official somehow. And I'm just like, you're 6, dude. Maybe 8? Oh. Right before Cutie Patootie, little doll boy hangs up, basically. He does pike interest in wondering who Micah is. So that's kind of interesting. Also, you know, they're not happy that Cruel has basically let some of the Higger, whatever that family is, you know, live. The same one that freaking Micah and Yu's last names are because of the orphanage. The owners of the orphanage. Anyways, Cruel's supposed to kill all of them, but clearly let freaking Micah and Yu and those siblings live. Ed, I think she's in trouble for that. Anyways, after they're gone, Cruel flips a lid and Farad says Farad things, and then that's just pretty much the end of that. We meet Shiho's demon, who I had to double check again, just like Ashuramaru, is also a boy but looks like a girl, and they're again looks like a vampire. I swear to God, or all demons just former vampires, except for Gurrens, of course, who was a human. We see a scene where these kids are like, yo, kill your sister wants to die, we need to leave, there's low shortage of, you know, supplies and stuff. And she was like, I'm not doing that, I'm not gonna leave. They give him a knife and say, you do it or we will, and he goes in there and tries to lock them out, and his sister's like, do it, just kill me, but it's clearly not his sister, it's that demon just taunting him, and he's like, not for it. After giving a speech about how Yu has inspired and changed him to be a better person, he comes to and he stabs this demon, whose name I'm gonna have to... his name is Kiseki O? I'm just gonna call him Ki. His name is Ki now, this cute little boy. Anyway, so he like stabs him, and the Ki is like, impressed. I guess we shall form a bond now because, you know, you're strong enough and you're not weak. Which, dude, you look weak because you look 5 years old. I just can't. As he's coming to, he straight up attacks you, who's like, why did you do this? Why did you accidentally hit me? And Chio's like, it wasn't an accident, bro. I did it on purpose. Now that they're both bonded with their demons, they decide to fight each other to see who's the strongest. And we get to see Yu's cool, like, all-blade, fiery attack, you know. Kind of reminds me of, like, a Ninetales or something. Which is cool. He seems like he's pretty powerful and is clearly using a move that is well beyond what should be his capability. And I was impressed with that until I saw Shiho's attack. Shiho, my man, straight up summons a coffin, freaking you out. And it gets creepier because the casket opens and you just see that. You see these eyes and Key's voice, this childlike voice that only Key can do, is almost echoey more than normal. And Key starts counting and you just backs up like so far away. Like, he's like, we cannot do this. We will not fight. And the two concede not to fight, but oh my god, that was some Nightmare on Elm Street crap right there. I was unnerved. The two girls are pretty impressed, but also like a little unnerved by the fact that all three of these boys are like super powerful, but like they don't really know their backstory. So they go to check out the files and find out there is no background. There's nothing on them. It's almost like Gurn is hiding something. And they're like, yeah, well, maybe human experimentation. I'm like, I think we pretty much confirmed the human experimentation's going on here. Anyways, that is episode 14. We'll see if we can get one more in. I'm not sure yet. And I don't know if it's going to be Cheer Boys or if it's going to be Seraph of the End or even if it's going to be some third thing. I don't know yet. We'll see.